We're about 2 weeks into April 2018, which means one thing. E3 is less than 2 months away, and E3 2018 is shaping up to be an awesome experience, like it always is. It's a great way to find out about upcoming games, new partnerships, new hardware. All sorts of fun stuff happens at E3, and it's honestly a great time to be a gamer because you learn about the future of the systems that you own, what sort of games you'll be playing on those platforms, and what the future of video gaming really is. So I thought to myself, it would be a fun idea to look at the big three companies and see what they need to do at E3 2018 to ensure that their future is bright, to ensure that it's a great year for them and that the future is great for them as well. So we're going to take a look at Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft in a series of 3 different videos. And to start things off, we're going to take a look at Microsoft because I think Microsoft is probably the most interesting company out of the 3. They're in sort of a weird position right now. What do they need to do to ensure a greater future for the Xbox One brand? What can they do and what should they be focusing on? That's what we're going to find out in this series of videos. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the 5 things that Microsoft and Xbox need to do at E3 2018.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards!
So the first thing I want to talk about that I feel Microsoft needs to bring to the table is something that I think everyone can agree on. It's definitely something that's heavily talked about in the video game world, and it's definitely something that is probably the biggest problem for the Xbox One, and that is more console first-party exclusives for the Xbox One. When you're looking at the 2018 lineup for the Xbox One, 2 of their big games that are exclusives for 2018 will already be released by the time we get to E3, and that of course being Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. And when you look at those 2 games, they're not really groundbreaking stuff. You know, Sea of Thieves had a lot of promise, it still has a lot of potential, and I think eventually will be a great game, but a lot of people felt a bit slighted by it. You know, there wasn't quite as much stuff to do in that game as people had hoped. State of Decay 2 looks like another really solid game, but once again, it's just a solid game. It's nothing really big or groundbreaking. For the rest of the year, you have Crackdown 3, which has been in development hell for quite a while now, and once again, looks like a pretty fun game, could be a really solid title, and the recently announced and rumored Forza Horizon 4, which is another entry in the Forza series. But is that really enough for 2018 for the Xbox brand? I definitely don't think it is. When you look at both Nintendo and Sony, there are a lot of big exclusives for the system in 2018. God of War and Spider-Man. You have Smash Brothers, the potential of Pokemon coming to the Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of stuff going on within these 2 platforms, and although the Xbox One is going to be getting all of the third-party games right alongside of the PS4, I don't feel that that's truly enough for the Xbox One brand. I think they need at least 2 more big games this year to be released for the Xbox One in order for it to really start to gain momentum again. I want the Xbox brand to do well because competition is better for gaming. But with Xbox just seemingly not seeming to care about these first-party exclusive games, it honestly hurts the brand and it hurts the system. So I definitely want to see more first-party exclusive games come to the Xbox One, either be announced or showcased to be released in 2018 or in the future. The second thing I feel that Xbox needs to focus on at E3 2018 pretty much ties into the first thing I mentioned about first-party exclusive games, but it sort of is what type of first-party exclusive games. Like I mentioned, a game like Sea of Thieves obviously is an online-only experience. A game like State of Decay 2 is more of a service as a game. Where are the big blockbuster first-party single-player games? And a lot of people seem to have this motif and this theory that, you know, single-player games are dying out, but games like God of War, Uncharted, Spider-Man, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, like, these show you that these games are not going anywhere. These are some of the highest rated games. Think of how many awards The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey won last year. Think of how many awards Uncharted has won in the past. Think of how many awards God of War is going to win this year. Like, it's crazy to think that Microsoft just doesn't seemingly care about the first-party single-player experience. These are some of the highest rated and highest selling games on their respective platforms. And initially, Microsoft did did have some decent single-player experience games when the Xbox One first came out. Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break were two fantastic console exclusives for the Xbox One, and I really enjoyed those games, but it's kind of like, what else is there now? You know, where are the other games to supplement these games? The single-player experiences with an interesting narrative, an interesting gameplay. It's just a shame that Xbox doesn't seemingly seem to care. Of course, we had Scalebound, which looked to be in lieu of these games. It looked like it was going to be an awesome single-player experience that was unfortunately canceled. So where are these single-player experiences that are narrative-driven that could really help build and bolster the Xbox brand as far as games are concerned? I think Xbox is really in a rut there and needs to focus, maybe even, you know, outsource some games and hire some third-party developers to make first-party games for the Xbox One when it comes to the single-player experience, because it's definitely a market that they are lacking. So the third thing I think Xbox needs to focus on at E3 2018 is one of the biggest strengths of the Xbox One, and that is Xbox Game Pass. I love having the ability to play OG Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One games with this service. It's fantastic. It's a low $10 monthly fee, and you have access to all of these different games. And I know as a collector that may seem weird because I obviously don't own these games physically, but it's still a great way to check out games that maybe I never heard of or maybe I would never play. So I think Xbox really needs to continue to expand the Xbox Game Pass. Seeing all these OG Xbox games getting upscaled and whatnot is just amazing to look at. It's absolutely fantastic what they're doing with this hardware right now. And of course, some of the 360 games like Red Dead Redemption just got a 4K upgrade, which just looks absolutely fantastic. It's honestly the definitive way to play Red Dead Redemption right now. So Xbox really needs to hone in on the Game Pass, continue to add more games on there, continue to bolster that lineup and add as many games as you can, especially older games like 360 and original Xbox, because you won't be losing money on those. There is the whole debate of whether it's smart to put new release Xbox One games on Xbox Game Pass, but that's a topic for another video. But as far as the older stuff goes, continue to expand, because right now it is the best value in gaming in my opinion. Keep adding those games and people will keep playing those games and signing up for that service. The fourth thing I think Xbox needs to focus on at E3 2018, maybe a bit of a controversial topic and maybe a bit of a controversial point, but I think it's something that they need to do, honestly, because it will increase brand loyalty and really give extra value to the consumers who have been supporting you, the diehards, and that is increase stuff for the Xbox One X. When I look at the Xbox One X, it is a premium console for Microsoft diehards. Nobody is buying that system unless they absolutely love the Xbox brand, much like the PS4 Pro. I think a majority of PS4 Pro owners are people who love the PS4 and Sony. If Nintendo came along and did a Switch XL, you know, that had increased power, I would be one of the first people to buy it. I'm a bit more casual when it comes to my PS4 and my Xbox One. I still have the standard PS4, I still have an Xbox One S, but if Nintendo did something like that, I would obviously upgrade on day one, because that's where I prefer to play my games. I still love my other systems, but that's where I prefer to play my games. And considering the Xbox One X is definitely the most expensive, but also the most powerful system currently on the market, I think Microsoft really needs to take a leap with it. I think they need to increase the value of this system. The ability to play 360 games in 4K is pretty cool. The fact that most developers are starting to take use of the Xbox One X's additional power and make third-party games run the best on the Xbox One X is pretty cool. But I think they need to take at least one more step and maybe start to introduce exclusive games for the Xbox One X. You're being held back by the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, especially the original Xbox One. When you look at games running on the original Xbox One compared to the Xbox One X, it's pretty astounding how night and day it is in terms of performance. So they need to harness it. I'm not even saying they need to be AAA games, but release some smaller games, some smaller experiences for the Xbox One X owners, something that they can only play, and then test that water, test that market, see if those games are successful, and then go with it. Because honestly, the Xbox One X could be the potential future of the brand, but is it? And that sort of brings me to my fifth point. And I think it's the biggest point and most important point of this video. And that is, what is Xbox's identity in 2018? What is the Xbox brand in 2018? Is it Game Pass? Is it being able to play your games on Windows and your Xbox One? Is it being able to play the best third-party experiences on the Xbox One X? What is your brand identity? This is a company, to me, that doesn't really know where they're going. It doesn't really know what the future may hold. Are they working on a successor to the Xbox One X? Are they already looking at new hardware? And are they going to be the first to the market? We've heard a lot of rumors about that. We've heard things about the PS5. How are they going to combat that? Are they paying attention to Nintendo and what they're doing? What is the Xbox brand identity? You see them try to sort of become more personal with things like Inside Xbox, but that shows an absolute nightmare. All it really does is promote third-party projects and games and stuff that you could get on other platforms. So what is the Xbox brand? What are you focused on? Are you focused on hardware? Are you focused on software? Are you focused on 4K? Are you focused on Game Pass? There's too many hands in the pot right now. There's too many things going on. I want to see a clear vision for Xbox in 2018 and the future be unveiled at E3 2018. This is the time to do it. The Xbox One, in my opinion, is not dead. It's far from it. This still has a lot of life left in the system. You could still make this system a big success. It may never catch up to the PS4, but that doesn't really matter. As long as the system sales are good and software sales are good, the brand will be fine. But you need to hone in on what the brand is. You need to figure out what you want the Xbox brand to be in 2018 and the future, because right now, that is the biggest thing holding back the Xbox One. Well, that and first-party exclusives. But those are my thoughts on what Xbox needs to do at 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I will be doing these videos for Nintendo and Sony as well, basically looking at 5 different points of what these companies need to focus on, because E3 is just a very exciting time. It's the time when things happen. It's the time when the video game industry is as lively as it's ever been. So I love talking about E3 and speculating on E3. We're going to be doing a bunch of crazy E3 stuff here on the channel. I won't tell you guys too much about it right now, but just know that there are some crazy things lined up as far as coverage is concerned. IGN, you better watch out, because me and my boys, we are going to be taking over E3 coverage. Trust me on that, folks. Trust me. Thank you for checking out this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think Xbox needs to focus on in 2018 at E3. Do you want to see more single-player games? Do you want to see more first-party exclusives? Do you want to see an expansion of Game Pass? Is it time to move on from the Xbox One and make a new system and, you know, start fresh, sort of like Nintendo did with the Switch compared to the Wii U? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for checking out this video. If you really enjoyed it, make sure you check out all of the links in the description box down below. We got Patreon, t-shirts, social media, all sorts of fun stuff, all sorts of fun ways to keep up to date with the world of RGT 85. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a subscriber. I love all of you. I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.
RGT 85. RGT 85. RGT 85.